Toxic shame can really destroy your life. Here's why. Toxic shame is different from guilt. While guilt may go away in a few hours or days, toxic shame can stick around for a lifetime. It comes from being told over and over that you're not good enough. This leads to persistent negative self-talk that perpetually affects how you see yourself. Toxic shame is like a shadow that follows you around, whispering that you're not good enough. It's a sinking feeling of condemnation, a trap that can overwhelm you if you don't learn to rise above it. So, how do we overcome it? 1. Guilt versus toxic shame. Before we dive in, it's important to understand the difference between guilt and toxic shame. According to psychologist Helen Block Lewis, guilt is a natural emotion that occurs when you feel remorse for something you've done, like saying something hurtful or making a mistake. For example, forgetting a close friend's birthday. This type of shame can actually be constructive, motivating you to be more considerate. Toxic shame, on the other hand, is damaging. It's a deep, internalized feeling of condemnation that goes beyond specific actions. Toxic shame attacks who you are as a person. In this case, you're no longer the person who forgot a friend's birthday. You're a bad friend. You're not good enough. This negative self-talk traps you in a cycle of self-doubt and prevents you from being your best self. But the good news is, you can break free from this cycle. Here's how. Discredit public shaming. Studies have shown that shame comes from people who are insecure about themselves, so they weaponize your vulnerability to make themselves seem superior. Don't let their words define you. Understand that their need to put you down reveals their own insufficiencies. Instead of absorbing their harmful comments and letting them shape how you see yourself, see the shaming for what it really is, a reflection of their insecurities, not your worth. Respond with confidence. Refuse to internalize their negativity, and move forward with your head held high. This approach allows you to reclaim your power and break free from the grip of toxic shame. 3. Learn to forgive yourself. Reflecting on past mistakes can be a valuable learning experience, but when it turns into self-condemnation, it becomes toxic. Dr. Carl Jung once said, "Shame is a soul-eating emotion," and studies show that lingering shame can lead to chronic stress and even impact your physical health. If you find yourself caught up in past mistakes, remind yourself that you're human and that making mistakes is part of that experience. It could be a word spoken in haste, an action you regret, or a situation you mishandled. Remember that forgiveness is a gift you can give to yourself. So don't punish yourself for past mistakes. Forgive yourself today. 4. Hold the right party accountable. Have you ever accorded blame to yourself over a situation even though you were not at fault? In the treatment of complex trauma, professionals like Courtois and Ford emphasize the importance of correctly attributing blame as part of the healing process. It is understandable that you don't want to label yourself as a victim. However, in certain situations, particularly in emotional, verbal, or sexual abuse, you were a victim of someone or a problem that was beyond your power. In your need for control, you resort to what you can subconsciously control, feeling ashamed, so you internalize toxic shame. At this phase, in order to heal, you must release these negative emotions by pointing the fingers away from yourself. Don't take on blame that isn't yours. Are you finding this video insightful? Hit that like button and drop a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. 5. Challenge and reframe your thoughts. Shame thrives on negative beliefs and distorted thinking patterns. It convinces you that you're not good enough. But here's the truth. These thoughts are not facts. They're just thoughts. And you have the power to change them. Psychotherapists recommend using the triangle method to reframe your thoughts. Imagine a triangle with each angle representing thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. The first triangle shows the negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors they produce. The second triangle represents the new, positive thoughts you want to adopt. For example, when shame hits, ask yourself, are these beliefs true or are they distorted? Then reframe your self-talk. Replace negative statements like, I'm worthless, with something kinder and more truthful, like, I made a mistake, but I'm still valuable. 6. Replace negative coping mechanisms with healthy ones. As you work on healing and letting go of toxic shame, there will be moments when you need to express your feelings. Find positive ways to cope with your emotions. Journaling can help you process what you're going through. Creative outlets like art can also be therapeutic. It gives you a way to express your feelings that words might not fully capture. Avoid harmful behaviors like substance abuse or self-harm. It does more harm than good. Instead, focus on healthy activities that support your well-being, boost your confidence, keep you disciplined, and help you move forward. 7. Be future-minded, but stay present. If we let go of the past and start being future-minded, we'll realize that much of the toxic baggage we carry holds us back from becoming our best selves. A study on emotional regulation found that more future-oriented individuals tend to engage in better emotional regulation strategies. These individuals are more likely to reframe negative emotions like shame and guilt in a way that promotes personal growth and resilience. However, while it's good to think about the future, don't forget about the present, because research has shown that being too future-minded can lead to anxiety, and that can affect your well-being. So strike a balance between looking ahead and appreciating the good things in the present moment. Shame can be incredibly painful, but it doesn't define you. By understanding the root of shame, silencing negative thoughts and self-condemnation, and practicing self-compassion, you can work towards healing and growth. Remember, you are valuable and deserving of love. Even if society won't give it to you, you owe it to yourself. Don't let yourself down. Feeling overwhelmed by shame? Watch this video to find out the 9 things you should never be ashamed of.